just let me know. But the trick to a great maximalist is, yes, the great, fantastic statement pieces, correct? Yes, right, Sammy? So we build around it. This one is the outside piece that I thought kind of gave it a little extra pizzazz. And this is actually a more newer, I say newer, but probably late 90s, early Y2K, Liz Claiborne. Really pretty luccites and different acrylic beads on there. Beautiful condition. Beads are also great stackers to add, accent to your maximalist. So that's going now. Thank you, Lori, for your bid. This is a really pretty Liz piece here. Colors are gorgeous. All right. Congratulations, friend. There. And then you can see, you can mix and match, right, our metals. I had different colors in there, teals, silvers, blues. Also great for Maximalist stacking. Let's see here. Dun, dun, dun. I just kind of pulled so many pieces. I'm like scrolling down, like, where are they at? So the first piece, whoops, dropped that one. These are lovely, lightweight, kind of have like that hammered look to it with a little blue accent. They are pierced earrings. They are oversized. You can see they're a great hoop. Really pretty pair. So they are going right now for $4. They are in very nice condition. Great pair. Big hoops and metal are also great looks. And then I have these were the last piece in this set. These are fabulous. Avon pieces. So these are not marked, but I am positive they're Avon. Avon didn't always mark their pieces. Great metal, a little bit heavy, some abstract kind of design, long dangle earring, makes a great sound. And I got it on the centimeter side. Let's do that. Really long. So a great pair from Avon. They're running right now for $5. Very nice condition. I did say pierced, right? So they are pierced. But really cool. All right. Next up, these are two Sarah Coventry pieces that when you set them together, you can wear them separate. And I'm going to run them separate. But it has a cool look, right? And again, Maximus is all about layering. So if you have a shorter and a medium size, put them inside each other. You could throw some beads around it. But I thought these two Sarah Cove pieces had a really cool layered look to them. To start a maximalist look, you can throw some extra pieces that you have in your own collection to finish off the look. Let me pull this one up first. So this is the bottom one. Really neat, very nice condition. J-hook, there's your Sarah Cove. These links are really neat. And then your hammered metal look. So that one is running right now for $7. Again, that's that bottom look. You can always build out around it. That's that one. You're looking. And then we had This one I did not get a chance to list yet, but this one would also be 7 if you're interested in it. Sarah Coventry has a really cool, like, coiled look to it. And then there's your centerpiece. So this one can run for 7 if anyone is interested in that. I got this off of Facebook Marketplace. There was a gentleman who was a jewelry maker in our area, and he was going out of business. So I headed over there and bought a lot more than I should have, including this. But if you're looking for this kind of stuff, Facebook Marketplace is really cool. So, all right. My next look, you might be like, okay, well, that's kind of odd. But again, these are just to give you guys some ideas. Like, you probably may even have some of these pieces like in your jewelry box, and you're like, what do I do with this? How do I wear it? And just giving you an idea that you can kind of put anything together, right? So I took a 1970s articulated owl with a polished stone layering. Do you have that? See that? It's fabulous, right? So good. So that's kind of like another look. Again, the Maximalist that I'm featuring, if you're just hopping on, is I love layers. I love all the layers and all the bangles and all that. So that's what we're doing. So I have these 2 pieces that are pretty fun. Let me pull up my owl first. Oh, you know what? I didn't put them on. Oh, didn't put them on. I was really excited about that one as well. Let's take a quick picture because he's really neat and somebody might love him. Articulated guys are so much fun. He's my only owl necklace. So I'm just put an owl necklace. All right. Put him across. Dun, dun, dun. There he is. So our owl necklace is 20 inches. And the owl himself is 4 inches. And here he is. He's pretty cool. Has a little bit of wear on him, but overall, he's, a fun guy. Here's the gold chain. And here is the clip. I do want to draw attention with some of your pieces. If it doesn't have an extender, sometimes if they have links like this, you could just put your link in the air. I wanted him to be a little shorter than the stone, so I just, classed him up a little bit. So he is going now for 6. Thank you, Lori. He is fantastic. All right. Thank you so much. It's coming to you. And then this piece, you can see it goes over the head. It's gold chain, a little bit of wear on the chain. And then it has wired in some polished stones, polished gemstones, you can see there. They're really cool. And then you have this added little like square beaded layer to it as well. Then at the bottom, whoops, I'm like blocking my light with my arm. The bottom, it does have these circles, and the circles have a touch of verdigris on there. So you could probably you can see right here, there's like a little space there. You could pull them off, or clean it up. Aren't the stones beautiful? Yeah. So you could use this piece to upcycle if you didn't want to, but so I'm going to add that because this was another one. I just was pulling out looks. I'm going to put gemstone triple. necklace. Boom. And that one. Dun, dun, dun. That one should be running now. And this one's very long. Thank you, Lori, for your bid. This is 32 inches. So it is a long one. It's beautiful. All right. Thank you so much. Another gorgeous one heading your way. Side. All right. Now this one, just bear with me. You're going to be like, may not like it, may not be for you. It's just an idea. I know my friends who are into jewelry, we come across these really cool button necklaces all the time. And you're like, what can I do with them? All right. So just bear with me and we'll see. All right. The point of a maximalist is you can, it gets to the max. You can do what you want with it, right? You can mix all kind of stuff. So I just kind of took different colors and tapped them out. Could even add a fourth layer, like right here. Maybe like if you had a color that's orange, but just some ideas. So let's look at the individual pieces that I pulled out. So this one is an absolutely gorgeous Trifari gold metal chain, like a rope with your beads. Beautiful condition, 16 inches, has quite a bit of weight to it. And let's see, can't spell tonight. This one I know that I put on. There we go. Again, stunning condition. This one is. So that's running right now for $7. Has a really nice clasp. But a pretty one. All right. And then this other piece, the center one, is a Napier. And this is a great one that you could build around, right? So if you have a necklace that has a great pendant, that's a great one to build around. So this is Napier. And this is about 18 inches, just about 18 inches. So here is your clasp, a little bit of metal wear on there. There's your Napier. And then you have your faux pearls, which are pretty nice condition. Don't really see any paint chips or anything like that. And then here is your lovely pendant right there. And you're back with your Napier again. So that's running for $4. Thank you, ma'am. Great piece right here. Let me bring I feel like my light is off tonight. Oh. All right, congratulations. And then the last piece in that look was our fun button necklace. And this would be a lightweight handmade gem with some fabulous buttons and gold beads and faux pearls. A great stacker, a great framer for a great statement necklace because it has a really good tassel that kind of ties everything together. So that is also running for $4. Oops. This one's cute. Thank you, Lori. Lots of work in this little guy. All right, congratulations. Keep a track of my time here. So we are going to be rating Unique around the corner, I think. Oh no, Nina. Nina's next. Okay. All right. Next, I have a Monet, the long Monet look, right? Here's your outside. And then this is a Sarah Coventry. And this gives you an idea how you can put like your gold tones with your acrylic beaded necklace together for a kind of different look. How about that? Yeah, this is a great one. So I'll put that one up next. So these I thought looked kind of fun together, right? Let me pull up the Monet one. So this is really dainty, just so you guys can see. It is really dainty. Here is your clasp, and there is your little Monet ticket on there. And it has little blue accent beads on it. Really nice condition and very long. It is 34 inches. It is really cute. Yeah. So that one's running right now for $5. I thought this look would look great, even like with the white tank, right? With some jeans and a little sandal. Yeah, me either. It's the only one I've ever come across like this. Even the style. Yeah. All right. Congratulations. Thank you so much. And then this other one was, this is a really cool one too, I think. So this is it's on all one chain, right? It's like one single necklace. Here's your clasp, and there's your Sarah Cove. But then you can see it is a triple necklace. So the chain is pretty cool, like, the look of it. And then it has the little accent, bluestone accent. 3 different layers in one chain. So a great layering piece when you're building out from a statement necklace. So that one is running right now for $6. Yeah, pretty nice condition. All right. All yours. To the side here. What's going on in the light? Let's see if I can tilt it down. All right. So the next one. So this one's kind of a little, we'll see. I was playing with this one a little bit. So the outside piece is this pretty handmade glass. These are actually all 3 going to be handmade pieces. So you can also layer like the same look, right? And this one kind of has 2 statement pieces. So I kind of started with my short statement necklace and then built out around it. So not everybody's cup of tea, but just wanted to show you can use different shapes and colors to build your look. So let's pull them all out and I'll show you them one at a time. So these are all handmade ones and they're more modern, probably early Y2K. So this first one there is your hardware. It's a toggle on it with really pretty red stones. You can see they're all different kind of shapes on there. And then they put these pretty little accent pieces on it. And they are, let me see, 16 inches, this necklace is. So that's running right now for $4. Um, these stones are great. on there. Love a good red necklace. All right, put that to the side. And then the next one is this gem. And just make sure 20 inches. Yeah. So this one's 20 inches with a 2-inch extender. So you could play around with it. Again, you can see it's handmade, is definitely more modern, probably Y2K and up. There is your, and then it has, these are stones, the smaller ones, with the acrylic accent beads on there. Lovely stars. And then you have some bigger ones here. So a chunky little fun necklace. That one's running now for $5. Beads are great on there. I apologize for my light tonight. I'm not quite sure what's happening here. I feel like it's darker than it normally is. And then our last piece on that look is this gem here. This one is glass, red glass, runs 24 inches. Has a really pretty little toggle clasp on there, flower toggle clasp. And then these gorgeous red glass beads. Aren't they beautiful? Look at this one here. Really pretty. And then you have some like red stone as well. And then more glass beads at the bottom. So just really pretty. These are gorgeous. So that's running right now for $7. Thank you, Lori. Pretty toggle on there. All right, congratulations. All right, let's see. What's my next look here, guys? Oh, okay. Let's do this one. So this is an example of how you can take a old vintage piece. This is Japan, marked Japan, and just kind of put them together with a more modern handmade thing. And they don't necessarily have to be, alternating lengths, right? You can just kind of layer the same length up there. Oh, you're so welcome. Let me pull that up there. So you can kind of just, especially if you have like the multiple chains and they're thin and you just kind of put a little statement necklace, pop it on top. Gives it a great look of combining your vintage and your modern jewelry. So let's look at, look at the top piece first. So this one, making sure I'm telling you, I wanted to say 16 inches. Nope, 18 inches. That was 2 inches off. So this top one, again, is handmade and more modern. Here is your clasp. This one has some beautiful beads on there. We have some mother of pearl and cut faceted glass, your halite. There's another mother of pearl. Just some really eclectic, besides the colors, it's all different kind of mediums and different looks on one necklace, which totally fits into the Maximalist like statement pieces, right? So super pretty. Even has like faux freshwater pearl beads, just really pretty. So that's running right now for $7. This is a cool square glass one. But I don't know. I thought this was pretty. This one kind of reminds me of the beach, right? It has like a beachy tone to it. And then we have our Japan. And this one is gorgeous, beautiful condition, really nice hardware. Look at that. Hardware is great on there. And it is marked right there. 12 strands, and they are all different kind of chains on there. So very pretty. That one's going now for $7. Thank you so much. Yeah, this is a pretty piece. And I love the way this one feels. It has a nice feel to it. Yes, isn't it awesome? It's gorgeous. And it's all yours. Heading your way. Thank you, ma'am. My dog is barking. 8:35. Okay, we're doing good on time here tonight. All right, so this one here is 2 statement necklaces, but if this is a good idea, this is like a suggestion of how you can use those extenders, right? There's extenders, that comes on the end of your necklaces to your advantage. So for the top piece, I pulled my extender up so it came a little shorter, and then this bottom one is kind of framing it. 2 different kind of tones, right? We have the gunmetal gray with the silver, but still kind of a cool look. And then if you wanted to, you could keep adding more to it. So I'm going to start with this top one, which is actually an Avon piece. And we'll start with this one. So this is, make sure I'm telling you the right length, 16 inches with a 4 inch extender. So that's this one. Oops, pull that back there. So here is your clasp on this one and your chain. There's some minimal wear, but not anything too bad. There is your SAQ, which is one of the Avon marks for their line from Mark, which came out in the early Y2K. It was their line geared to younger, like the younger 20s and teens. And then it has silver tone with green, a different shade green, acrylic gemstones on there. A little bit of wear on the stones, but nothing, nothing. Here's your back there. Nothing too bad. But pretty little Avon necklace. So that's running now for $5. Oh, you're so welcome. Thanks for hopping on. I appreciate you. Enjoy the rest of your week, Lori. All righty. And then the other one is this piece here. This one's I love how this comes down and these are set like a square. They're pretty cool. So this one's is more of a newer necklace. Here is your clasp. It has like a gunmetal kind of gray to it. Does have an extender. I opened for the look, I opened the extender all the way up, right? So it could be shorter. And then here is they're kind of like a flower, with like a bumpy acrylic centerpiece to them. And there is your back setting. A little bit of minimal wear, but nothing too bad. Make sure I'm telling you the right length. So this is 15.5 inches with a 3-inch extender. So that one's should be running. There we go. For $6. This one has a little bit of weight to it, actually, believe it or not. So Alrighty, let me see what else we have. Okay, so this one is another look. Again, I'm just popping pieces together to give you an idea. You might see something that you're like, oh, I have something like that in my closet. I could do that. So the first piece on this look, on this one, is a really long, it's 34 inches. Just a classic faux pearl. And then this is a vintage nylon. And then a vintage acrylic, right? And we can put them all together for a kind of like blue and white look. So you can mix your colors and your links and all that kind of stuff. So let's start with this one. Oops, can't spell, guys. Blue. Close that. What's happening? It's like being weird. There it is. What did I say? Let's start with this one right here. So this is 30 inches. I just love this one. Here is your, pardon me, here's your clasp. This is probably an 80s piece, maybe late 70s, but probably more 80s. And it has fabulous acrylic beads. Look at these blue. Blue. I love these ones right here. Just the beads on this one, pardon me, are fabulous. Nice, long, chunky framer. I call it a framer. You know, you put your statement necklace in the middle and you frame it out. So that's running right now for $6. Really lovely. Love this. It's kind of like a denim blue. And then let me see. See if I pulled the nylon one. I don't think I did. I think I pulled it but didn't list it, if that makes sense. I'm just double checking. Nope. Okay. So this one is 30 inches as well. Definitely handmade vintage. Like a dark navy blue. Now this does have one bead right here. Pardon me, I'm like losing my voice all of a sudden. Where the nylon is kind of coming out. So you could, clip that and you'd be good. But if anybody wants me to run this, I can run this one for $3. Just let me know. And I'll list it. Otherwise, I'm going to move on to our last piece here, which this one's actually a set. Pardon me, I'm losing my voice. Gosh. The bracelet is 6 inches. So this is a premier jewelry piece from the late 90s, and it still has a ticket on it. It is 34 inches. Here is the tag is still on. I guess it's called a Duchess. Here's the clasp. Pardon me. And it's just a classic hand-strung faux pearl. I'm really losing my voice all of a sudden. I apologize. And this it says 7.5 inches, but I just measured it. Not getting 7.5. They're including that clasp. So I would say 7. I would say 7 at the most. So I can run this set if anybody is interested in it for $10. Just let me know, and I'll run that for you. Otherwise, I'm going to go on to some other things that I pulled. Excuse me. Gosh. All right. Next look is kind of like, it's a maximalist, right? Because we got a lot going on. Max means a lot. These are handmade, but they also kind of have like the steampunk look. So I kind of just put them two together. And let's look at, pardon me, gosh. Oh, I did have that one on there. So come back to that. Talking to himself, guys, here. Bum, bum, bum. Just dropping down to 10 seconds because we only have 15 minutes left. So next up is the bottom piece of this. This is handmade rather. 30 inches. Here is your clasp. It's like that brassy gold, brassy brown. And then they have added all different kind of acrylic beads and different charms and metals to it. There's your heart. They put hearts on wooden. These are wood. So this is a great piece. Look at that. Love these more wood and gold hearts. And then you have your big heart at the bottom. So this is a great one. That one's running now for $5. And the stacked Maximus look, like friends hear you coming, right? They're going to hear you coming long down the road. And then this is if anybody is interested in this, what did I put on that one? Let me make sure. Dun, dun, dun. This is a homemade piece. Someone put the earth in there, glass middle with a copper tone to it. Joy to the world. There's your back. A little bit of metalware. But this is another one that you can build out around, right? Overall, pretty neat. Pretty neat piece. If anybody wants that run, just say run. Otherwise, I'm going to move on. All righty. All right. Dun, 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 dun. All right. Next up, I have another look where you can take a vintage piece. Now, this piece here is 60 inches, friends, and it is filled with black glass. I think these are hand beaded. These are probably Austrian or Czechoslovakian, but they are hand cut. Beautiful glass. And then these smaller ones are as well. So it's a 60-inch piece. And for this look, I doubled it. And that's your vintage. Doubled it. And then I have this one to go in the middle. This one is a modern handmade piece, like a pendant necklace. So again, maximalist, you can really stack stuff. I love. We are running out of time. Holy moly. Where is it at? Did I not pull it? Hold on, guys. So sorry. Guess I did not. Thought I did. 1 second. Guess I did not. Didn't pull that one anyway. All right, well, I'll just show you this. If anybody wants me to run it, I will. So this is handmade. You can see it is a toggle with a wooden disc, and these are stone beads. They've twisted. And then you have this gorgeous inlaid mother of pearl and some stoneware medallion. So that one I can run for $4 if anyone is interested in that. And then this is the 60-inch vintage one with the glass, hand-cut glass. And this one I can run for $7 if anybody wants this one. This one you could double it where it's single, double it. You could also quadruple it and it becomes a bracelet. So that's a great piece as well. All right. Next, I'm just going to show you some other pieces that are maximalist in nature. So bangles are great maximalist pieces. This one is a cuff bracelet, and it is from Avon. It is pretty wide, silver toned, and it has a layered, like a hammered circle with some leaves. Metal look. And here's the inside. There's your Avon artistry mark. But a great piece. So that one's running right now if anyone is interested in that. We've got about 7 or 8 minutes, and we're going to be rating Nina next on our Maximalist train. Let's see here. Next, I'm going to run them separate, but I'm just kind of show you, right? Maximalist, we like to put lots of bracelets up their arm, right? So lots of bracelets. These are a great pair of vintage acrylics. This first one is 1980s. Pardon me, gosh, my voice tonight. Fabulous 1980s acrylic. It is thinner on the bottom, a little bit of minor wear, but overall fantastic. And then hand painted with the quintessential neon 80s colors. You can feel how it is hand painted on there. So that one's running right now for $11. All right. And then this one is like a brown black shade. It's kind of hard to tell in my light, but it's like a brown black. And it is different width. So it's thinner on the bottom. Then the middle is, the top part is a little bit thicker. And it is a lucite. But a pretty one. So that's running right now for $6. You can see how wide that one is. Great vintage lucite. All right. Next, Good Maximus earrings, chandelier type, right? And our metals. These are pierced. And they are a nice length, 3 inches. Guess would help if I pulled them up. Oops. There we go. So these are gold tone and they have stone accents. You can see how they're hand cut and put in there. They're really pretty. Great pair. There is your pierced in your back. So fantastic pair. They're running right now for $4. All right. So friends, we have about 5 minutes. So if there's anything, if you see down in the corner that 50 that I have not shown yet that you wanted to see, let me know. And I will pull it up for you. This is another great necklace that you can do a lot with. It's really chunky and it's a great starter piece that you can build around or in the center, right? You can really put any kind of accented piece in it, right? This one doesn't, there we go. I was going to say it doesn't want to lay, but just to give you ideas, you can do different looks. But this is a great piece here. This is a 1950s piece, great acrylics. There is your box clasp on there. Double-stranded, and then it has, these aren't acrylic, but they're made to look like glass, and they do a pretty good job. And then you have your clear faceted glass with the Aurora Borealis. Starts out thin and then gets pretty chunky. These guys at the bottom are really big. Great big beads. They are 28 inches. So that's running right now for $12. So these are great. If you had a really cool pendant, shorter pendant necklace in the middle, it would look great as well. Love that. And let's see here. So this is, if you came on late, this was one of the first ones I showed. And then the listing was just not popping up. But this is a great Maximalist piece right there. How fabulous is that, right? So we have gold with your acrylic accents. This one is 22 inches. There is your clasp on there. Your chain is pretty good. A little bit of wear, but nothing too bad. And then look at this. This is so fantastic. Little bit of wear on the gold. You can see there's a spot right there. Some blemishing. But still great piece overall. Your acrylic has a crackled look to it. Pretty fantastic statement. One to build out around from. So that one's running right now for $7. All right, thank you for looking at that one. And then I wanted to show you, this is just an idea. A lot of times with the maximalists, we think the big chunky things and then layering of our bracelets or putting all kind of rings on our fingers. You can also layer brooches. So this is just wanted to give you like ideas before we go. So you can also layer brooches. So if you have like a classic um, 80s piece like this, like 80s, you had a lot like circles um, brooch like this. You could take your smaller piece from the 50s. How pretty is this? All right, isn't that gorgeous? And layer them on your sweater or your coat, and you have a completely different look. Or take your, this is a huge one, piece like this, and you can pair them, right? You can angle things on your, would be especially like a jean jacket. You could angle different things and give different looks instead of just wearing just one, right? Doesn't just have to be the stacking of your necklaces. You can stack your brooches as well. So just an idea. All right, friends. Well, I am out of time. We're getting ready. We're going to go raid Nina. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and looking at all the jewelry and all the things and hanging out with us on our train all evening. I sure do appreciate you. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your evening and a really safe week. I will see you next time, guys. Have a great night.